What is going on, Fit Fam? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm gonna be going over everything you need to know about how to start building muscle as a beginner. So this was actually recommended by one of my subscribers, Audra. She commented this on one of my videos, so thank you so much. This is what inspired this video. So if there's anything that you wanna see from me on my channel, comment down below so I'll know what to make a video of. Okay, ladies, so it's so important to remember that if you want to get a toned body, okay, if you want toned legs, arms, you want abs, you want a pop-in bubble butt, all of that comes from muscle. Toned is literally a made-up word that means having muscle on your body and having a relatively low body fat percentage. So getting less body fat is going to come mainly from eating the right way, and that does not mean not eating. You actually do need to eat quite a lot because that is what is going to speed up your metabolism, and then especially eating a lot is what is going to fuel the muscle gain. You cannot grow muscle if you are not eating to grow that muscle. The muscle has to come from something. So when you lift weights, you are putting resistance on your muscles, and that creates a stimulus, which is telling your muscles, okay, look, you have to grow, you have to develop because there is so much strength that is being demanded from your body. But if you are not eating in addition to fuel that muscle growth, then you're not really gonna get anywhere. And remember, the more muscle you have on your body, the faster your metabolism becomes. So this is what turns you into a 24/7 calorie burning machine. So that is how you end up looking toned and actually staying that way while eating so much food and getting to live a really free, abundant life where nothing is off limits. So there's so many reasons why you should start building muscle right now. Okay, so how many days a week should you be lifting weights if you really want to tone up, aka build that sexy hourglass body and keep it for life and feel amazing at the same time? Not just look good, feel good. So I always recommend that you should train at least 4 days or even 5 days if you have the time and if you're just really keen to get the best results. If you were doing 4 days a week, I would recommend that you split that into 2 lower body days and 2 upper body days. If you can train 5 days a week, then I would do 2 lower bodies, 2 upper bodies, and 1 full body, where you're gonna do a mix of both. Now, if there's no way that you could possibly train that much, you're just way too busy, your schedule is so hectic, then I would recommend training at least 2 or 3 days. And even though that's not that much, honestly, weightlifting is so powerful when you do the best exercises and you get stronger at them over time, that even just 2 or 3 days a week can still really add up to powerful results. So if you're only gonna be training 2 or 3 days a week, then I'd recommend doing full body. So just hitting a bit of everything since you're not training that many days. So another big misconception is this idea that you have to train so long and so hard in order to get results, and that is definitely not true. You really only need to spend about 45 to maybe 60 minutes in one workout session. And really in one session, you should only be doing about 5 or 6 exercises, and you're gonna choose 5 or 6 of the exercises that I'm gonna give you in today's video. Now, the reason that you don't have to do so many different types of exercises and be in the gym for so long is because when you are doing the best exercises that hit all the muscle groups simultaneously and require a lot of full body strength, you are getting in such an amazing workout, even just in these short movements. So honestly, the best way to work out and build your body is not really like so exciting. It's just do the best exercises, the all-time classics, and get stronger at them consistently over time. So the exercises I'm gonna be showing you in today's video are hip thrusts, squats, deadlifts, lunges, so all amazing exercises for your lower body. And then for upper body, we're gonna be doing some rows, chest press, overhead press, and chin-ups. Like I said, you're gonna pick 5 to 6 of those exercises for each workout that you do, and it's gonna depend whether you're doing lower body, upper body, or full body. And then for every single exercise, you're gonna do 3 or 4 sets. And within each of those sets, you're gonna mainly do 8 to 12 repetitions. So what that would mean is set 1, you're going to do at least 8 reps, meaning you're gonna repeat the move 8 times and up to as much as 12 times. Then you would rest about 1 to 2 minutes. Then you're gonna go for your second set, where you're gonna do another 8 to 12 reps, rest for 1 to 2 minutes, and then third set, 8 to 12 reps. And if you really feel like it, you can even do a 4th set. And then that is it. You just pick 5, 6 exercises, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And then the most important thing is that you are getting stronger over time. And the reason why is because in order to build muscle, you have to force your body to build it, meaning you have to give it a reason why it should build that muscle in the first place. So the thing is, if you go in the gym and you are lifting the exact same amount of weight, doing the exact same amount of reps every single time, time, your body is going to get used to it and it's not going to feel like it has to build any more muscle. Whereas if you're going in the gym and every single time you're lifting a little bit more weight, you're doing more reps, more sets, or even just more full range of motion, so more quality reps, then your body's like, damn, okay, she's working us harder than we're used to, so we gotta build that muscle. We have to adapt to the amount of resistance that is being put on the body. So make sure to keep track of your workouts. This is so absolutely crucial. And honestly, back in the day, I did this just with a simple note on my phone. I would literally just write down, okay, today I did squats and my first set, I did this many reps with this much weight. My second set, I did this many reps, this much weight. And I would make little notes for myself saying like, maybe the weight I used felt really easy and next time I definitely could go heavier, or actually it felt really hard and my last few reps got a little bit sloppy. So that way, when you go do the workout again, you're gonna be able to look back at what you did. And if you think you're gonna be able to remember everything that you did, trust me, you won't. There's no way a week is gonna go by and you're gonna remember this is exactly how many reps with the exact amount of weight and exactly how it felt for me. So definitely keep track and make sure that you are progressing every single week. Progressing is how you're going to build muscle and get a faster metabolism, which means you're actually gonna need to eat even more food. So let's talk about warming up for your workout. So a lot of people really overcomplicate warming up and they will go spend like 10-15 minutes on the treadmill, or they'll just do like a crazy amount of random different exercises, and warming up does not need to be that complicated. The entire point of warming up is literally just to get whatever muscle group it is that you're going to be focusing on, whatever range of motion it is that you're going to be doing. So if you're squatting, deadlifting, lunging, that you're just getting your body kind of ready for that motion. So essentially whatever it is that's going to be the first exercise you do, you can just do a few warm-up sets of that. So if you're going to be lunging, you can just do some body weight lunges. If you're going to be squatting, you can do some body weight squats. Of course, my preferred way of warming up for a lower body day is taking a fabric resistance band like this and just kind of doing a bunch of different little exercises like squats, hip thrusts, kickbacks, and so on. So you can just spend maybe like 2 minutes warming up that body part a little bit and then get into the actual exercises. And if it's upper body, honestly, my upper body warm up is so simple. I kind of just swing my arms around a whole bunch and just kind of move them around just so that they're going to get warmed up and engaged and ready for the actual lifts. So don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to do any cardio on the treadmill or anything like that. If you don't want to, you can if you want, but it's not really going to benefit your workout. Let's get into the first exercise here. I'm going to walk you through how to do hip thrusts. Okay, so this lovely contraption here, this is called a Smith machine. So Smith machine is where you have the bar, but as you can see, the bar is attached to the machine. I cannot take the bar off of here. So the opposite of that would be where it's an actual barbell. A barbell is the bar that you yourself can physically pick up and move around in the gym. And you'll usually find that on a squat rack. So that is what I want you to advance to using eventually. I know as a complete beginner, it's gonna be really intimidating and you might not yet be strong enough to do it. So that is why the Smith machine is such a great alternative, because it's a way to start getting comfortable with sort of what a barbell is like, but not having to completely pick it up on your own. Now, if you don't have any gym access, I'm also gonna show you that you can do this with dumbbells at home. Okay, so you're gonna bring the bar down to about where your hips would be. Okay, and you're also gonna definitely need some sort of cushion. I recommend a barbell pad like this, or you could get a yoga mat and fold it up a bunch of times. That's what I did in my early days, but just something so that the bar is not gonna dig into your hip bone. Obviously that would be very uncomfortable. So then you're gonna bring a bench up to the Smith machine, and then you're gonna come sit down on the ground. So it needs to be where once you're gonna lift your hips up, it's gonna be right over top of your hip bone. So you're gonna have your upper back pushed against the bench and your feet in front of you, so that when you lift up your hips, they're gonna be at about a 90-degree angle. So from this position, you're gonna unrack the bar, and then you're gonna lower all the way down, and then push through your heels and squeeze your glutes at the top. So coming down, and then thrust from your heels and lifting your glutes up all the way, full hip extension here. And you can see when I come to the top, I'm just kind of squeezing and holding my glutes there for 1 second, lowering back down, drive through your heels, squeeze and hold at the top, come back down. So obviously I was just using the bar only there, and I think that that's a really good way to start. It is not that heavy, trust me, you can do it. But obviously over time, you're gonna wanna start adding these onto the side, so the barbell plates. Now, a question I get asked all the time when I have new clients starting my program is, how much weight should I lift? And the answer is, it completely depends on your current starting strength, right? Because there might be some people who can come in and already on their very first day lift a lot more weight than you can, and that doesn't matter. Don't be embarrassed. It does not matter how strong you are right now. now. It just matters that you get stronger over time. So whatever weight it is that you're gonna use, just keep track of it and then just make sure that you are lifting more over time, more reps, more weight. So if the rep range you're doing is 8 to 12 reps, technically what that should mean is that you don't want to pick a weight that's so heavy that you couldn't even do 8 reps. So when you go to do it, you can like barely even do 5, then obviously that's too heavy. But it shouldn't be so light that by the time you get to rep 12, you feel like, I still could have gone for like another 5 or 10 reps. So you're gonna have to play around in the beginning and just find the weight that works for you. So the first maybe a week or two, it might not yet feel so heavy, but again, just keep track of what you're doing and bit by bit, start lifting heavier and heavier. Okay, another option to do hip thrusts and deadlifts with is gonna be these pre-loaded barbells. So these are gonna be these smaller bars, and the number that they have on the side is the grand total weight of the bar. So you can always start with just kind of a light one and just get used to it, and then again, keep progressing to be heavier and heavier over time. So again, you just pick one, and I'm gonna put on my barbell pad, and then you would just lift it up onto your hips. So obviously it needs to be not so heavy that you wouldn't even be able to lift it up. And then same starting position, upper back against the bench, head looking forward, and then you're gonna thrust up, driving through your heels, and hinge all the way to the top. So coming back down, drive through your heels, thrust, squeeze and hold those glutes at the top. Okay, now if you're working out from home or just you're too intimidated maybe from the get-go and you don't want to use the Smith machine or you don't want to use the preloaded barbell, you can always just use a dumbbell. So just pick a heavy-ish dumbbell, and then same thing, upper back against the bench. And I find with the dumbbell you want to roll it forward a little bit so that when you hinge, it's not going to kind of fall into where your hip bone is. So same thing, hinging from your hips, push through your heels, and then squeeze those glutes at the top. Okay, next exercise I'm gonna show you how to do is a deadlift, and I'm gonna show you it on the Smith machine, preloaded barbell, and dumbbells. So hip thrusts and deadlifts, they're both amazing for your glutes and your hamstrings, so the back of your legs, and really just, you can lift a lot of weight on those exercises, so it's getting you super strong all over your body, still working your abs, still working your upper body, and building a lot of muscle. Okay, so deadlift with the preloaded barbell, this might be one of the easiest ways to start. You would just grab the bar just outside of your legs, and then standing up straight, what you're gonna do is you're gonna be kind of pinching back your shoulders and then have a bit of a bend in your knee, and then you're gonna be lowering down as though there's a door behind your butt that you're trying to close. So imagine you're picking a bag of groceries up off the ground and you're trying to shut the car door behind you. That is the range of motion for a deadlift. So imagine there's a rope around your hips pulling you back towards the wall. Your arms are staying completely straight, holding the bar. The only thing that is moving here is your hips are pushing back towards the wall, and that is the reason that you are lowering down towards the ground. So nice flat back, and keeping that bar just grazing your shins and thighs. So of course, if you didn't have the preloaded barbell, you could also do this just with dumbbells. So the exact same range of motion, standing up straight, put a bend in your knee, tuck your shoulders back, and now there's a rope around your hips, getting pulled back towards the wall, keeping the dumbbells just grazing your shins and thighs. And you're not coming all the way up, standing completely straight. You're gonna come up to about here, where there's still a little bit of booty popping back. And you could also do this on the Smith machine, which will allow you to definitely do a bit heavier. So I'm just gonna show you what it would look like to actually put the weights on the bar. So I'm taking a 25 pound and putting that on each side. Then you're gonna grab the bar just outside of your legs and make sure to unrack it. So you're just gonna kind of twist it to the side, and then same range of motion, tucking your shoulders back, bending your knee, and now lowering down, pushing your hips back towards the wall and coming back up. So hips getting pushed back, nice flat back, driving up from your heels. And honestly, I actually really like the way that feels on the Smith machine, because since the bar is supported, you kind of have constant tension on the muscle since there's resistance from the fact that the bar is supported on the machine. Okay, so next exercise is gonna be squats. I'm not gonna show you how to do these with a preloaded barbell because I think then you'd have to like lift it up and bring it over. So it's actually better if you just do this on the Smith machine or with dumbbells, and then eventually definitely also doing it on the actual squat rack with a free weight barbell. I promise you, even just an empty barbell, it's really not that heavy. heavy, you can definitely squat it. But in the very beginning, here's what you can do instead, but don't be afraid to actually get onto that squat rack and start using the barbell. I know it looks scary, but trust me, you can do it and you're gonna get such insanely good results once you get started with it. So lifting the bar up, and again, I'm doing this without any weight, but of course you could put weight on the side and just keep track of it. Make sure that you're increasing every single week. And then you're gonna get under the bar and then unrack it. Put your feet forward a little bit at shoulder width distance, and then sticking your hips back here first, and then bending at your knees, sinking all the way down, and then push up through your heels. So pushing back at your hips, bending at your knees, sinking down, and driving up through your heels. Now, of course, you could do squats just with dumbbells as well. I'm gonna show you my favorite way of doing it, which is a sumo dumbbell squat. So taking one heavy dumbbell and taking a wide leg stance, you're gonna bend down, grab it between your hands, and then leaning your chest forward a little bit, sticking your hips back, bend at the knees, come all the way down, drive up through your heels. So I like this variation a little bit more because it works the back of your legs slightly more than a goblet squat, for example. A goblet squat would be where you hold the weight in front of your chest and you have a more upright chest, and then you squat down like this. This is still a great variation. You can definitely do both. This is just gonna work your quads a little bit more, so the front of your legs, as opposed to this way with your chest forward and a wider leg stance, which is gonna work more the back of your legs and your booty. All right, next up, we are gonna do lunges. So there are so many great lunge variations that you can do. You can do Bulgarian split squats, you can do walking dumbbell lunges, you can do reverse lunges on the Smith machine or with dumbbells, and that's the one that I'm gonna show you. But play around with them. As long as you are doing that lunging range of motion, you are doing something right. It is a very powerful exercise. So I actually really love them on the Smith machine because, again, like I said with the deadlifts, is you get to kind of keep that constant tension on the muscle because of the resistance from the machine. So it's actually a really nice way to target the muscle group. So you're gonna come under the bar, twist it forward, and then take a nice wide step back, and then lowering down, touching your knee to the ground, pushing up through your front heel. And what's nice is because since you have the Smith machine, you feel safe. You can really get super low, and that full range of motion is gonna really target the muscle nicely. Now, of course, you can do lunges very easily with just dumbbells and have it be super effective. So one way to do that is walking lunges, which is a great variation. I definitely recommend. But you can even do them just static in place, which, to be honest, I really enjoy. So take a step back like this, and then leaning your chest forward a little bit, bringing your knee all the way down, pushing through that front heel, and obviously choosing a weight where this is gonna feel challenging enough, but not so challenging that you can't even do the range of motion. All right, so those are all the lower body exercises I'm gonna show you in today's video. Obviously, there are so many other options that you can do, but honestly, most exercises that you're gonna see the most fit girls doing are some kind of variation of squat, deadlift, lunge, or hip thrust, and that is because they are the best. They really work your full body, they build so much muscle, burn a ton of calories, speed up your metabolism, and get you in amazing shape and staying that way for the rest of your life. So don't be afraid to try these exercises out. You can obviously start just dumbbells. I really encourage you to do the Smith machine or the preloaded barbell, and then again, get onto that actual squat rack with the actual free weight barbell soon enough, because trust me, you can do it and your results are gonna absolutely explode. Okay, so let's get into some upper body. So one of the first ones is to do a chest press. And I know so many women think that this is only an exercise for men or that it's just gonna make them bulky, but again, it's not. It's actually going to tone your arms, tone your shoulders, and it's gonna give your lady parts a nice little natural lift. So you're gonna push your feet into the ground, push your butt into the bench, push your back into the bench, and then bringing the dumbbells here to your side. You're gonna lift them directly up and over your head and back down, or directly up and over your chest rather. So pretty easy range of motion here. Make sure to pick dumbbells that are challenging enough here, okay? It shouldn't feel super easy. By the time you get to that 12th rep, it should really feel like you're struggling to get that 12th rep. If you get to 12 and you feel like you could still do 5 to 10, then definitely make sure to go heavier next time. Okay, next we're gonna be doing some overhead presses. So this is gonna work your shoulders, which is so fun when you get those really nice developed shoulders. So this is one of the best exercises to do that. So take your dumbbells and make sure you don't have your elbows flared out to the side like this. You want them actually kind of at a 30-degree angle here. And then you're gonna be lifting them directly up and over your head. So again, with upper body is a little bit simpler than lower body because you're not working as many muscle groups simultaneously as you are with your lower body. Because with lower body, you're technically focusing on lower body, but you're still working your upper body at the same time, whereas upper body really just is upper body. So the range of motion is not as difficult, it's not going to feel as hard, and you're not going to be burning as many calories, but it's still really important to isolate it so you can get that definition in your upper body. Okay, and this one you can actually do on the Smith machine too, and I actually really like that variation, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so you just bring your bench over to the Smith machine, come sit down, have the bar right in front of your shoulders, and then it's the exact same range of motion. I'm going to unrack the bar and just lift it up and over your head and bringing it back down. And again, because you get that tension on the Smith machine, I really like that you have constant resistance on the muscles. So I really, really like this exercise, and I do it frequently in my upper body days. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to do a row, which is really good for your back. It's gonna give you that nice toned back definition. So coming down on the bench, you're gonna put one knee up on the bench, and then your hand on the bench, and taking a dumbbell, nice flat back here. You have a completely slack grip, and then you're gonna be bringing this dumbbell up to your hips. So that's really the range of motion you wanna think of, is you're kind of making a semicircle of taking this dumbbell and bringing it all the way to your hip bone here. So grabbing your dumbbell up to your hip bone, squeeze and hold for a second there at the top. And again, pretty simple range of motion here. That semicircle, bringing it to your hip. And again, just make sure that you're using challenging enough weight so that you're actually gonna be really feeling this in your muscles in your back. So you can also do bent over rows with the preloaded barbell, which I actually really like a lot. What you would do is an underhand grip and then standing up, and then you're gonna bend over so that your back is like 45-degree angles from the ground, and then you're gonna be pulling that bar to your hips. So rowing it up to your hip bone. So completely slack arms here, and then semicircle up to your hip bone with that underhand grip. So I'm gonna show you one more back exercise to do in a gym if your gym does have this piece of equipment, and that is doing chin-ups. So that is one of the best exercises to really, really build your back and get that smaller waist look. So it's gonna take a good bit of strength and time to work up to being able to do body weight chin-ups, so that's why you can always use this assisted machine. This is one of the only machines where the more weight you put on, the easier it's going to be, because that means it's supporting more weight for you. So obviously as a beginner, you can do kind of a heavier amount, you know, maybe over 100 pounds, and then bit by bit, you wanna be decreasing that weight so that you're gonna be using more of your strength. So you come over here, set whatever weight it's gonna be, and then a chin up is where you have your palms facing each other like this. So come all the way down to a dead hang like this, completely slack, and then you're gonna be pulling up all the way and back down. All right, fam, so I know you might be wondering, but what about your abs? So the thing is, you actually don't have to directly train your abs in order to get abs. And you're gonna actually see that with most women who lift weights, they pretty much always have abs, but they don't really ever work them directly. And that's definitely the case for me. Like, I literally always have abs year round, and I never, ever, ever train them directly. And that's because when you are working your whole body, when you're getting strong all over, you are working your abs. When you're squatting, when you're lunging, when you're bench pressing, when you're doing chin-ups, you have to use your core to help you lift all of that weight. So this is why strength training to get strong, lifting those heavy weights is so beneficial, because you're building muscle all over your body, getting that faster metabolism so you can actually stay this way for life. But if you do want to do a little bit of ab work, it's very easy to target your abs, and you can do it even just body weight. And I have some videos that I will link below, or you can click here to do some at-home body weight exercises to target your abs. But remember, when you're lifting heavy weights, you're absolutely going to be building your core anyways. All right, fam, so those are the exercises to focus on to get started building muscle and getting strong in the gym or at home as a beginner. And just make sure to be keeping track of your workouts, doing more reps, more weight, little bit by little bit every single time, and don't be afraid to lift heavy. You are so much stronger than you think, I promise you. That was what was so mind-blowing for me in the beginning of my fitness journey, is I really was so shocked when I realized just how much weight I could lift, and I saw such good results so fast because I was lifting that heavy weight. So trust me, you are so much stronger than you think, and you're gonna see such great results for it. All right, Fit Fam, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was, and if there's anything else you wanna see from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.